Seated in the auditorium this morning are family and friends who have, in many different ways, supported these candidates to reach the goal represented by this ceremony. And on the platform are the college faculty and staff who have motivated, encouraged, and inspired these students as they completed their coursework and their college experience. And before us are the candidates for graduation, who've become good friends, mentors, and colleagues, developing relationships that will serve them well as they move into the future together. We join then as members of an extended support network to celebrate our involvement with these candidates and to witness their accomplishment. That celebration now begins. Presiding over the summer commencement ceremony is the president of the Pennsylvania College of Technology, Dr. Davy Jane Gilmore.
Good morning. Oh, I think you can do better than that. Good morning. Thank you. I'm particularly pleased to welcome the soon-to-be graduates of the Pennsylvania College of Technology and all of their families and friends. On behalf of the Penn College administration, faculty, and staff, I want to welcome you to our summer 2017 commencement ceremonies. To those soon-to-be graduates, while many of your fellow students were vacationing, traveling, and taking a break from their studies this summer, you were diligently completing the requirements for your degrees and certificates. I will have the distinct pleasure of shaking your hands today as you cross the stage in this beautiful Community Arts Center theater, sending you on your way to an exciting new journey, a life adventure that you will make your own. It is my responsibility and a privilege that I have enjoyed for nearly 2 decades as president of this institution, and it is a ritual and a rite of passage for students that I will never take for granted. Your minds are probably racing right now with thoughts of impending celebrations and of reconnecting with the family and friends who have supported you along the way. And as they should, on this celebratory day, those thoughts are probably overwhelming others that may be tinged with trepidation, the trepidation that comes with any new adventure, whether it be launching a career or continuing your education. But I ask you this, please revel in today. Please revel in the uncertainties and the celebration, and take none of it for granted. Years from now, you will look back on the milestone moments in your life, such as these, with nostalgia and special fondness. In your brief time with us, you have touched our lives as well as the lives of your classmates. The Penn College community joins your family and friends in celebrating your achievement and in recognizing what that signals for you in the prospectus of life. Penn College degrees that work can serve as a passport to secure your employment and rewarding careers. But the particulars of the journey are mostly up to you. I have faith in your commitment and your resolve. Please savor this occasion and remember to share your memories on #PCTGrad. We look forward to hearing the many contributions that you, our valued alumni, will make in the days and the years to come. And the future begins now. And with that #PCTGrad, this is the Pennsylvania College of Technology. So where most college presidents would say, please silence your phones for the dignity of our ceremony, I'm going to say, please take out your phones and make sure that they're operational, although we would like you to turn the ringers down. And it's important that you capture the moments today, so I'm going to be the first one to take a picture. Thank you very much.
I'd like to now introduce Mr. Elliot Strickland, Vice President for Student Affairs.
Thank you. President Gilmore, Representative Everett, Provost Starkey, distinguished faculty and staff, family, friends, and most importantly, the August 2017 graduating class. It's my great pleasure this morning to introduce your student commencement speaker. Michael Hare did not follow what we often assume as the normal path of a typical college student. In 2002, Michael graduated from the University of Maryland and spent 12 years working in the social work field. In 2015, he returned to college to pursue a career in the health sciences, while his wife remained working to support the family, and with 3 beautiful daughters, now 4, 6, and 8 years old. That means he went back to school when they were 2, 4, and 6. Just think about that. Even given this personal commitment, he made an immediate impact at Penn College. His advisor, Elizabeth Kaczynski, clinical director for surgical technology, states, quote, "He has been a leader in the classroom and clinical setting. I believe his enthusiasm and support for his class is wonderful and something that is not often witnessed. His role as a leader in class is clear when you consider he earned a 3.98 GPA. Just to make it clear, that means he only earned 1 B during his entire Penn College career. Thank you, Professor Geist." He told me to say that. Michael graduates today with honors with his Associate of Applied Science in Surgical Technology. Please join me in welcoming your student commencement speaker, Michael R. Hare.
Thank you, Mr. Strickland, for that introduction, and thank you to my clinical director, Mrs. Kaczynski, for recommending me for this honor, and also to my director, Mr. Geist, whose class I got to be in. He's slightly more excited today than I think my 3 daughters over there. So I should warn you, I'm going to sound like a dad today. My classmates would often point out to me when I would give them small pieces of advice that, thanks, Dad, thanks for that. Things like, maybe come to class a little bit early, or try studying for a test maybe before the day of the test. But I will say, and this being a technological school, they taught me a few things too, like Snapchat, which turns out to be really fun. So bear with me today in my dadness as I point out a few things to remember to do today and one thing for the future. And all of the fun and heaping of congratulations on you today, and deservedly so, remember to take a few moments on reflection. There are very few days in your life where you will literally experience the culmination of years of work, and that is what today took. Think about the time that today took. Think about the hours in the classroom and lab and study while others were engaging in play and leisure activities that would have no doubt been more fun in the moment, but would not have led to the accomplishment of today. Think about the money in tuition, food, rent, and books. Money that could have purchased innumerable objects and experiences that quickly come and easily go, but instead was invested in an education that will bear dividends for decades. In the midst of today's celebrations, take a moment to reflect on these things. You never know. It may motivate you to put years and dollars into something else worthwhile. Take time today to also express thanks to those who contributed to today's accomplishment. Our culture is prideful about independence, about pulling oneself up by their bootstraps. We love the story about someone who comes from nothing, works extremely hard, and accomplishes something great all by themselves. Because you are here today, there's no doubt about your ability to persevere, to put in the work necessary to achieve, and you are due praise and accolades. But if we are honest with ourselves today, none of us got here today by ourselves. The sweetest of accomplishments are made sweeter when they are shared with others. Who is part of that journey that you can recognize today? I'm thankful to my wife for her love and support. I'm thankful for the time and energy that she put into solo parenting when I was busy studying and working. She also is an interesting study partner. She works in medicine. So when I was early on learning the names of the surgical instruments, I asked her what a particular forceps was, and she looked at me quizzically and said, "They have names?" I told her, yes, they do have names, and I asked her, well, what do you do when you need one passed to you? And her response was, I just say, can you hand me the grabby thingy? So I knew early on that she wasn't going to be the best study partner, but she was patient and loving throughout this journey, and I'm very thankful to you, Jendi. I'm also thankful to my daughters, Avery, Emily, and Lindsay. When I was on hour 3 of studying a suprapubic prostatectomy and trying to make sure to know what instruments the doctor will want and what layers they'll be dissecting to the abdomen and how they will enter the bladder and remove part of the prostate, and really just wanting to be done looking at pictures of prostates, you 3 were always up for a dance party with the music turned way up. Thank you, girls. I'm also thankful to my director, Mr. Geist, and Liz Gazinski, and Andrea Bauer, three of our main professors. They taught us with compassion and care that went way above just the skill that they were teaching us. Most important, I'm thankful to the one who reminds me what the most important thing is, the one who reminds me who I am and what my real objective is for life, my Savior, Jesus Christ. What about you? Who are you thankful to today because they are a major reason why you're here? Maybe you're graduating without debt because of your parents or someone else's generosity. If you don't yet realize how important that is and how amazing that is, find someone today that is graduating with debt. Ask them what their monthly payment will be. Then go back to the person who's paying for this and kiss them right on the lips. Maybe your parents couldn't afford to pay for school for you, but they provided you with a loving home to return to when pressure was mounting and you needed a break. Maybe there was a professor who pushed you to be more than you thought that you could be. Maybe you're just more self-sufficient than the rest of us and none of those things apply to you. If so, find a campus custodian today, a grounds crew member, or someone who works in the cafeteria and thank them for providing a clean, beautiful, friendly place to study and learn. You'll never know how important those little things are until you don't have them. The point is that today should be more than about just you. Reflect on all that you did to get here and enjoy the praise and the accolades that you receive, but return it boisterously and sincerely to those who helped make today possible. Finally, and this may sound a little bit strange on a day recognizing academic achievement, but in this next endeavor of your life, fail at something. Not because you're not good at what you do, but because you are trying something new and hard. We're graduating today from highly competitive programs. Many more people wanted to be in these seats today than are actually here. And while competitive programs are great at producing a strong work ethic, many of our nation's top educators are recognizing that this competition is actually stifling creativity. Students are afraid to try new things for fear of getting anything less than an A, which could keep them out of the program that they want, which could keep them out of the university that they want, which they fear will keep them from their dream job. The problem these educators are noticing is that these bright and skilled students who should be going on to develop new and world-changing innovations are afraid to be creative for fear of failure on a test or project. And these educators know that failure is absolutely necessary for innovation. Drug companies experience this failure every day. For every 10 drugs attempting clinical trials, less than 1 will make it to market. Think about that failure rate. And yet these companies go through that failure rate because it leads them to breakthroughs that do change the world. I struggled with being afraid to try new things throughout my life, especially about the criticism of others. And then in my reading of Theodore Roosevelt, I came across a quote that changed my life and my thinking on failure. Theodore's life was dominated by accomplishment. Listen to this resume. New York State Assemblyman, ranch owner, founder of the Boone and Crockett Club, U.S. Civil Service Commissioner, New York City Police Commissioner, Assistant Secretary of the Navy, Lieutenant Colonel in the U.S. Cavalry, Governor of New York, Vice President, United States, President of the United States, Nobel Peace Prize winner, and author of over 30 books. This is a man who knew great achievement. And yet a theme that was pervasive in his writings and speeches was not achievement, but rather to try. Here's the quote. It is not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs, who comes up short again and again, because there is no effort without error and shortcoming, but who does actually strive to do the deeds, who knows great enthusiasms, the great devotions, who spends himself on a worthy cause, who at the best knows in the end the triumph of high achievement, and who at the worst, if he fails, at least fails while daring greatly, so that his place shall never be with those cold and timid souls who know neither victory nor defeat. What arena are you about to enter? Go there without fear of failure. Be creative and unaffected by the criticism of those afraid to try. And when you accomplish what was both difficult and worthwhile, remember to reflect on what it took to get there and express thanks to those who journeyed into the arena with you. Thank you.
The Alumni Achievement Award recognizes an alumnus or an alumna of the Pennsylvania College of Technology from the past 10 years whose postgraduate life includes noteworthy professional accomplishments and/or dedicated volunteer service to the college or the community, and who has demonstrated the importance of his or her Penn College education. Today, we honor Kevin A. Hickman, a 2008 graduate of the Penn College Physician Assistant Program. He holds a Master of Health Administration from Ohio University and is working on a Master of Jurisprudence in Health Law with a concentration in compliance from Loyola University's School of Law. Kevin is employed as Director of Physician Assistant Services for Trinity Health of New England, overseeing the strategic planning, regulation, and utilization of nearly 200 physician assistants and advanced practice registered nurses. He began his clinical career by completing a general surgery residency at Montefiore Hospital, Albert Einstein College of Medicine in the Bronx, New York, after which he transitioned to the Geisinger Medical Center in Danville. During his 6 years at Geisinger, Kevin practiced pediatric cardiothoracic surgery and abdominal transplant and neurosurgery. He also spent 2 years as the director of Advanced Practice Neuroscience Residency. The organization's approach to the value-based and patient-centered care inspired him to explore how healthcare management impacts care delivery. His leadership in his current position has provided Kevin with the opportunity to work with the Connecticut Academy of Physician Assistants to lobby the state legislature to continue to increase the scope of practice for physician assistants. He also serves on the advisory committee and as adjunct faculty member for the Physician Assistant Program at St. Joseph University in Hartford, Connecticut, and has presented at various national and international conferences on healthcare management, patient engagement, and value-based patient care. Kevin was adjunct faculty member at Penn College for the Physician Assistant Program from 2010 to 2015. He participates in alumni outreach programs for the college, including college fairs. While at Penn College, Kevin volunteered at the Little League World Series, taking shifts with other physician assistant students in the infirmary at the International Grove. Kevin and his wife of 8 years, Leah, a Penn College surgical technology graduate, have 3 sons. Maybe they can meet your 3 daughters. There seems to be a theme here. Please join me in congratulating the August 2017 recipient of the Penn College Alumni Achievement Award, Kevin Hickman.
Thank you, Dr. Gilmore. Dr. Gilmore and I quickly realized we can't quite hold a picture frame straight this morning as we were posing for some photos, despite my ability to drill a hole in someone's head, so we had a nice laugh this morning. I just have a few words. It can easily be said that sacrifice is how you land up on this stage. Whether receiving your degree today or this humbling award, it takes countless hours of dedication. You and your family no doubt have made many sacrifices in recent years to reach this day. When I reflect on my time since graduating, it's overwhelming to account for the sacrifices made to be recognized for making achievements in the healthcare field. While my experience can be listed on my resume or spoken so eloquently today, the most profound sacrifice was not mentioned. Leah, my wife, is also an alumni. She had the opportunity to pursue her own career, which she loved. She left her career at Yale so I could pursue my residency in New York City. Since then, she's found a new full-time career. The mother of our beautiful children. She supported me taking on new projects outside of work and furthering my own education. Her ability to stay home with our children made my accomplishments possible, so that we can achieve them together as a family. Her partnership has driven me every day to become a better person. What I've realized so far in my career is that you can't stay complacent, and you need to take risks and cannot fear failure. I promise we did not talk before our speeches today. As you learn about yourself, you need to trust yourself. Be brave. In return, you create the ability to start taking risks, often producing the greatest outcomes. While I've taken many risks thus far in my personal and professional life, trusting the observations of an administrator and friend was the hardest. She encouraged me to pursue an MHA. To put it plainly, I hated administrators, but decided to take the risk, trusting she was seeing something that I was not. 6 months later, I was applying for my current position. Looking at the job description, I was grossly underqualified, but nonetheless, I desperately wanted it. I discovered she was right. I found an unexpected joy in administration and realized a new pathway was quickly unfolding to represent the profession I love. I enjoyed 7 years of clinical practice, whether it was assisting in the heart surgery of an infant, performing a kidney transplant, or seeing a patient through the rough months of treating a brain tumor. I always enjoyed what I was doing. This new position was a risk, however. I would no longer be practicing medicine and started a new career I knew little about. I was worried I would fail, compromising the future of PA leaders. When I graduated from here, PAs were not actively recognized as a potential leader in healthcare. The position was groundbreaking. I pursued an MHA to stand out and demonstrated I was just as capable as other members of the administrative team. It was a risk that paid off because of sacrifice and rejecting the fear of failure. And trust me, I have failed a lot. If you don't learn to fail, you're ultimately going to fail to learn. This goes against the lessons we are taught from an early age. Avoid mistakes or there'll be unpleasant consequences. As Colin Powell put it, there are no secrets to success. It is the result of preparation, hard work, and learning from failure. Without failure, or worse yet, living a life that intentionally avoids failure, you won't take risks, and you will possibly deprive yourself of discovering your greatest potential. While I haven't provided you with a shortcut to life, I hope you understand that failure is an important part to fostering success. Mark Twain said there are 2 important days in your life: the day you were born and the day you find out why. I can't say I know why I was born yet, and I'm sure many of you feel the same way. When you leave this beautiful auditorium today, a new journey starts, a journey filled with student loan repayments, settling into your new career, and one filled with great potential. During this journey, don't shy away from risks and realize you are not the only one making sacrifices to achieve your next opportunity. Take time to recognize those who have made you successful. The good news is you leave here today with a degree that is working for you. But it is your job to work for the opportunities that help you find out why you were born. Thank you to Penn College, Kim Castle, and the Alumni Relations team for recognizing our journey. My parents, who still are supporting me to this day. My wife and our beautiful children for being there for me. Thank you, Leah, for being the Claire to my Francis Underwood personality. Best wishes to all of you on your journey. May you never be satisfied. Thank you all.
Now you can hold it flat or crooked.
Ladies and gentlemen, as many of you know, the legal corporate body of the Pennsylvania College of Technology is its board of directors. This is the body that, by our charter, is given final responsibility for the governance, welfare, and all other interests pertaining to the college. Though some responsibilities are delegated, ultimate authority rests with the board. At this time, I'd like to call upon Representative Garth Everett, member of the board of the directors, to authorize a conferring of degrees at this ceremony. Representative Everett.
Thank you, Paul. This is a very special occasion for all of you, as everybody's pointed out. And the degrees that are being awarded today come from your hard work, guidance and wisdom from your faculty, and the support of your family and friends. I'll just briefly stick with the risk-taking example that's been put forth by the student speaker and by the alumni award winner. In my mid-40s, I took a risk to change careers and went back to law school as a very non-traditional law school student. It was quite a shock going to law school after not being in school for quite a while. But I made it through and was very happy with the results of that. And then after about 10 years, 12 years of practicing law back here at home, I took another risk and ran for office. And that was quite an adventure also, and one I can tell you has been very rewarding. So I would stick with that theme, is just look at this as the beginning of your path, not the end, and continue to strive, make changes in your life, and you'll always be happy. As to my official duties, Dr. Gilmore, by the virtue of the authority vested in the Board of Directors of the Pennsylvania College of Technology, I authorize you, on behalf of the board, to confer on each of these candidates the degree earned as certified by the appropriate school dean.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Will the candidates for the Bachelor of Science degree please rise? Dr. Gilmore, upon the recommendation of the faculty, I'm pleased to inform you that these men and women have satisfactorily completed the requirements for the Bachelor of Science degree.
Thank you. By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Directors of the Pennsylvania College of Technology, I do hereby confer upon you the Bachelor of Science degrees that you have earned, with all of the rights and privileges, and with congratulations from the Board of Directors, the faculty, and the administration. Congratulations.
You may be seated. Will the candidates for all associate degrees and certificates please rise? Dr. Gilmore, upon the recommendation of the faculty, I'm pleased to inform you that these women and men have satisfactorily completed the requirements for their respective associate degrees and certificates.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Directors of the Pennsylvania College of Technology, I do hereby confer upon you the associate degrees and certificates that you have earned, with all of their rights and privileges, and with congratulations from the Board of Directors, the faculty, and the administration. Congratulations. Now, would all the graduates please rise? Ladies and gentlemen, you entered this theater a short time ago as candidates for the degrees and certificates that you have now been awarded. I had the pleasure of conferring those degrees upon you. And as a symbol of your entry into the world of educated women and men, I ask that you turn your graduation tassel as I turn the tassel of your class representative. This will symbolize to the world that you are now graduates of the Pennsylvania College of Technology. Congratulations. You may be seated. As individuals and institutions, we all pass through clear stages of development, points in time where we grow into new roles and new responsibilities. This ceremony is one of those transition events for all of our graduates. Today, we will recognize individuals with academic honors. Outstanding academic achievement will be recognized for all students. The gold, silver, or white cords that they wear during these ceremonies, white for honors, silver for high honors, and gold for highest honors, can identify these students. Blue cords will signify academic achievement for our certificate students. In addition, we are proud to recognize graduates who are members of Phi Theta Kappa. Their gold stoles and gold tassels will identify them for you. We are also proud to recognize graduates of the Alpha Chi Honor Society, and they will wear white stoles in today's ceremony. We would now like to recognize our veteran students, and I would ask the veterans in the graduating class to please rise. if you'll remain standing. While these are our veterans graduating today, we are proud to have many veterans attending Penn College, and I'd like to tell you about our many veteran students. 2 of them have been awarded a Purple Heart, 3 of them Bronze Stars, 44 Iraq campaign medals, and 55 Afghanistan campaign medals. We are very proud of our veterans. You may be seated. Now, at this time, Dr. Carolyn Strickland, the Vice President for Enrollment Management and Associate Provost, and the respective school deans will present the candidates for graduation. We know this is a time when you'd all like to capture the moment and share it in any variety of ways that are shared. And so we simply ask that if you come down to take pictures, you keep the area in front of the official photographers open and the aisles clear for the graduates. Otherwise, you're welcome to come down. And our presentation of diplomas will now begin. Thank you.
President Gilmore, I present the graduates from the School of Business and Hospitality.
Katie Marie Weekland. Carla S. Miller. Daniel William DeShong. Zachary R. Shope.
President Gilmore, I am proud to present the graduates from the School of Construction and Design Technologies.
Christine Marie Luther.
President Gilmore, I'm proud to present the many graduates of the School of Health Sciences.
Buffy Raymer. Lauren Elizabeth Reed. Crystal Marie Gettig. Jessica Lynn Osborne. Laura Regula. Brooke Annette DeVito. Justine A. Young. Crystal L. Hanner. Abby Joy Price. Caitlin Nicole Ashley. Erica Nicole Barrett. Megan Lynn Bartlett. Jordan Rose Bomer. Morgan B. Bresnock. Marta E. Kottner. Melissa Ann Kaup. Tessa Lynn Covert. Vanessa Desiree Dorman. Kristen Funk. Brianna M. Heckman. Anthony S. Heimbach. Samantha Lynn Jeffrey. Kalima Levon Johnson. Angela Jean Maniscalco. Brandy Nicole Mayu. Jessica B. Miller. Jeffrey David Moore. Brooke Ann Nelson. Catherine Elizabeth Park. Netsia Philogene. Michelle R. Shaner. Brenda K. Shedden. Gabrielle D. Schrouder. Rachel Mary Strange. Austin J. Tanner. Cortland Alexis Troutman. Emily P. Vandeland. Alicia Weller Martin. Elizabeth P. Bainey. Amber M. Chick. Jordan Avery Corder. Elizabeth Sarah Diggin. Nathan C. Eskin. Monica Marie Everhart. Rachel Merritt Fowler. Michelle M. Grimes. Rebecca Ann Knable. Erica Ann Coons. Anastasia Laird. Mackenzie Lynn Martin. Brianna Lauren Muma. Hunter Blair Roth. Kirsten G. Steer. Erica May Swift. Caitlin Elizabeth Thompson. Kelsey J. Van Buskirk. Nicole Lynn Willits. Rachel Nicole Zimmerman. Sharon L. Andrevette. Amber Yvonne Austin. Kyle D. Bomboy. Lisa Dawn Boop. Sabrina Jo Boring. Cody L. Breon. All right, John Denmark. Chukadifo. John Denma Chukadifo. James Tran Connolly. Eric M. Dans. Samuel Esposito III. Jenna Marie Faust. Christy Lee Freezer. Jessica A. Gimmerick. Aubrey Elise Hammond. Cody Janton Heinzelman. Zachary S. Kimball. Jessica Ray Lehman. Macy Nicole Lucas. Jordan O. Myers. Taylor I. Nelson. Mark P. Niedermeyer. Amanda Joy Otto. Bryce A. Petersheim. Amy Joan Rothrock. Anna Elizabeth Simone. Savannah R. Stauffer. Nasser Tajiani. Nina K. Uguru. Carolyn Elizabeth Weiser. Megan Elizabeth West.
Hussein Al-Ghattani.
You don't want the little one? No. Hussein Al-Ghattani? Hussein Al-Ghattani. Samuel Ephraim Burkett. Molly J. Derland. Ryan W. Funk. Jacob Knable. Ian P. McClure. Mason C. Merrill. Morgan Taylor Plank. Brandon M. Tate. Nicholas S. Zimmerman. Megan E. Bobby. Brittany Elaine Allman. Alicia Renee Baker. Maggie Lorraine Barger. Celine Nicole Bauer. Kirsten L. Betts. Tyler Scott Dimmick. Michelle L. Fassett. Kirsten Janelle Hale. Kimberly Marie Huffman. Devin Fitzgerald Killian. Courtney Nicole Kaczynski. Marissa Kimberly Lane. Kara Lynn Cole Lose. Taylor Elizabeth McNiff. Leah Russett. Haley Elizabeth Stanton. Samantha Ann Starner. Shyla Michelle Taylor. Lynn Ellen Vermelia. Miranda Rose Winters. Caitlin Marie Bittner. Nicole Rachel Case. Sydney Nicole Carvina. Melina R. DiGratola. Megan L. Hawk. Danielle Ashley Hebert. Caleb J. Herman. Travis J. Honecker. Rebecca Louise Nee. Janelle M. Remensnyder. Cindy Marie Ruiz. Cynthia M. Wilt.
President Gilmore, I'm proud to present the graduates from the School of Industrial Computing and Engineering Technologies.
Zachary Peasy. Christopher Scott Rudder. Kyle H. Fox. Howard W. Troop. Ian G. Bubb. Devin Snyder Owen. Ryan J. DeVoe.
President Gilmore, I present the graduates from the School of Science, Humanities, and Visual Communications.
Samantha Rose Manley. Bridget Maria Cleary. Alex M. Ham.
President Gilmore, I present the graduates from the School of Transportation and Natural Resources Technologies.
Logan R. Brooks. Logan Daniel Minnick. Titus Brendan Dushawn Green. Tyler R. Huck. Daniel J. Little. Adam B. Thomas. Andrew Keith Kriebel. Garrett Robert Auker. Mary Lambert Darlington. Anthony A. Hampton. And Michael Raymond Harrer.
Your connection with the college does not end today. As graduates, you're now members of the Penn College Alumni Association, and this is the main link between you and your alma mater. I would encourage you to keep in touch with the alumni relations. You're going to hear from this office on a monthly basis through Alumni e-News, as well as on Facebook, of course. I look forward to welcoming you back to campus, to future alumni events, and to activities, so please be sure to keep your contact information up to date. In about 6 months, you're going to get a graduate survey, and this is important data for us to gather, and your support of the initiative will be very helpful. It's helpful because we want to hear how successful you are in what you're doing. Now, here's the time where I was talking to our speaker ahead of time, and we were talking about, are we nervous or not? I'm not nervous to be the last person to get to talk to you, but I am humbled. It's my honor as president to be the last person to get to share some thoughts with you before we send you out into the world today. And when I stand here before you, from both the welcome and through the ceremony, there are millions of things running through my mind. First of all, there's never a day when commencement is not rewarding and special. When I look out in the audience and I look around and I see the smiles of the families and I hear the cheers, you know that we have made a whole bunch of people really happy today. There are a number of words that come to my mind when I think about commencement. You heard about taking risks, and you heard about how much you learned from failure. When I talked to people this morning and I saw some of you come across the stage, and I thought about the week we've just had, the word that comes to my mind is perseverance. As the nursing people in this room know, we've had a tough week. On Sunday, about 8:30, 9 o'clock in the morning, we had a sprinkler pipe break and dump more water than I care to talk about on 2 floors of the Advanced Technology and Health Sciences Center. But here's the thing. From the first police officer who arrived until the countless other members of our general services staff and the nursing director, the dean, and all the other program directors who came to help, there was never a moment when we didn't think we would get through it. There were moments when we were standing in 3 inches of water and we made good or bad choices. But there was never a time when one of us looked at each other and said, school won't open on time. We won't find an office for these faculty who have been true troopers in helping us get through it. I'm guessing that your education did the same thing. There might have been times when you were standing in the equivalent of 3 inches of water. There might have been times when you were wondering whether or not the test, the skills checkoff list, or the assignment was one that you could muster and master. But you did, or you wouldn't be sitting here today. So perseverance is something that we learn and live with on a daily basis. It is our adaptability, it is our flexibility, it is our ability to rise in times of challenge and crisis that define who we are. I couldn't be more proud of the people behind me and those who are not here today and how they did this week. And I could not be more proud in looking out to all of you and know that you've touched our lives in ways that I have no idea if you really understand. Kyle Bomboy sits out there, and I remember the first time I met him when he was in the youth leadership program. He was a junior in high school, and he told me he would be here one day on graduation day. To shake his hand is a representation of what it feels like to see all of you succeed. Here's the deal, though. You have to go out now and face the world. And when you do so, please remember the tenacity, the perseverance, the commitment to excellence, the adaptability, the flexibility, and all the knowledge that you've gained from these very talented people who sit behind me. Go out in the world today and make a difference. And do one thing for me. Please make us Penn College proud. Thank you.
I invite those who are able to stand. Gentlemen, remove your caps, and everyone join in the singing of the Penn College alma mater. The words may be found on page 2 of your program. All right, Jerry, you going to start us off? No?
I'm graduate.